Hey, Thayer, I noticed in the last game that you had Mumford Jr. on your nameplate on your jersey. I was curious if there was a story behind that.
The reason why I got Munford Jr. on my back is because I never put Jr. on my back because I was like more afraid of my past. Like when I meant my past, I meant like, of course, like my father, because he wasn't like really like a really good role model for me. So I was talking to my mom about it, and she basically said like, you gotta own it. You know, that's your name. You gotta be grateful for it. I have learned so much from my dad that was so bad that I'm not trying to like repeat the future. So that's why I put a junior for myself.
What is it, kind of about that to you that, resonates with you and maybe makes you want to reclaim your name, so to speak?
To be honest, it's just my name, and I love it. I like my name, even though he was not as a good person that I thought he was about to be. But I respect what he done, what he has done for me, like for my past, and I can take whatever things that he has done bad for myself.
Thank you, Thayer.
All righty, we'll go next to Brendan Gulick, Buckeyes Now on Sports Illustrated. Brendan.
Hey, Thayer, I actually hoped I might be able to ask you about your teammate, Paris Johnson. Dave Biddle wrote a really good piece about Paris's charity work. And, there's been an awful lot of talk about the NCAA changing rules that can help players with their ability to capitalize on their name, image, and likeness, but maybe not so much talk about how athletes are using their platforms for things like that, where they're impacting their communities directly. We haven't had a chance to see Paris too much on the field yet this year. Can you give us a little bit more of a sense of, why this work with helping military veterans and with helping underprivileged kids is important to him? Do you have some background on that?
Oh, knowing him personally, he's just a great kid. He loves everybody. Like he will take care of anybody, and like it's really nothing much more. He loves football, and he just basically just like he just loves everybody.
Are there some other examples of maybe, guys who are doing similar things elsewhere on the roster that maybe we just haven't, come across yet?
Not that I know of.
Okay. That's okay. One more quick one. You guys are essentially at the halfway point of your season here in the regular season. And I realize you guys have pretty lofty expectations internally, but I'm hoping that you can give me an idea how you think as a team you guys are progressing. Are you meeting the expectations regardless of the scoreboard, regardless of the stats? Are you guys progressing the way you want to progress throughout this season?
There's always things to work on. I know everybody outside this program thinks that we are like the best team in the nation, which we love, but at the same time though we know what more we can bring to the table. I don't think we actually hit our peak yet at all.
Thanks, man.
All righty, we will go next to Dave Biddle from 247 Sports. Dave.
Thanks, Mike. Hi, Thayer. What about you personally? How do you feel like you are playing personally this year? Seems like you're playing your best football, but how do you feel like you're playing this year?
Compared to last year, like 20 times better. A lot more quicker, a lot more physical. I just feel more confident in my body as a whole, And personally, I'm not even there yet. I'm not even at my peak.
Thanks, man.
All righty, we'll go next to Joey Kaufman from the Columbus Dispatch. Joey.
Thayer, what has it been like playing in home games this year without a crowd, and is it at all harder to play at home without having a crowd or the juice that you might get from 100,000 people?
Oh, like it is hard not seeing like 100,000 people in the stands, of course, but as Coach A has said, like their spirits are there with us. Like even though we can't see them or hear them physically right now, we got like the fake crowd noise, but we know that they're there with us in that stadium.
Do you think there's less home field advantage this year in the conference?
I think everybody's just ready to play and just get on with the game.
All righty, we'll go next to Tim May from Letterman Row. Tim.
Thank you. Thayers, you watch Indiana on video. What just jumps out at you about their defense? They seem to, as Ryan Day said, blitz from all angles, pretty unpredictable. What do you see there, and how would you describe that defense?
I describe this defense as very hardworking. You know, they have a good scheme. They have good coaches. You know, and they just bring it every time. You know, and thing is though, we respect them. Like no matter what was the score last year, you know, like last year is last year. Like that doesn't mean anything. Like we like focus on like today. Like we're not focused on the past. We're not focused on how their history was against us. We focusing on right now. And right now, we're gonna respect them, and we can't wait to play them.
Yeah, they've got like I think 12 sacks and 10 interceptions so far. I mean, what is there a player or two that you've noticed on video just from a number standpoint that jumps out at you as maybe their real catalyst?
Everybody just jumps out to me, you know. But at the same time, like I said before, like we're gonna focus on today and today only.
Thanks, man.
All righty, we'll go next to Bill Landis from The Athletic. Bill.
Hey, Thayer. There's only, I don't know, maybe about half or maybe a little less than that, half left from your 2017 recruiting class. And that was obviously a very highly rated group that I think people expected a lot of when you guys signed. I'm just wondering how much, I don't know, sort of leaving your stamp as a class motivates you guys this year, given that it's likely the last year for a lot of you.
I feel like that's like every program, you know, like every class in each program wants to leave a legacy for that school. I know for us, it's like we just want to make sure we win a national championship, of course, and we try our hardest to actually make that possible.
All righty, next up, Tony Gerdeman, Buckeye Scoop. Tony.
Thayer, Ryan Day said this defense comes from all directions, and I'm wondering what that means for you. What kind of difficulties does that bring to you as a left tackle when they could be coming from blitzing, defensive ends, twists, and things like that? What's Saturday going to be like for you?
Saturday for me is going to be very interesting. You know, like, yes, they bring it a lot, but at the same time, we'll be ready for it. We'll make sure that we'll be ready for it.
All righty, we'll go next to Austin Ward, Letterman Row. Austin.
There, I asked Tyler this. Like, you guys find out on Wednesday that you're not going to get to play against Maryland after how hard you worked to get every opportunity. When you had one taken away, how did you respond to that?
For me personally, I was not happy at all because we just literally got done doing like a whole hard practice, and we were so ready to just play Maryland. But at the same time, though, coronavirus this year, it's not on our side. We just got to take it on the chin and just get ready for Indiana.
All right, we'll go next to Nathan Baird, Cleveland.com. Nathan.
Thayer, if there's a situation on an offensive line where maybe one player is learning on the job, I guess kind of the way that Harry is this year, I mean, what are sort of the domino effects of that? Does that affect you and Josh too? And how do you try not to let it affect you, I guess, in a more significant way, or try to compensate for him kind of like figuring things out as he goes?
You know, with Harry, like especially from the last game, like it was a learning curve, of course. But knowing how Harry is, like from the 2 years that he's been here, he's going to overcome this. Like, I know that for sure. Like he is working very hard just to make sure that he doesn't make the same mistakes again.
All right, and we'll wrap up Thayer with Bill Rabinowitz from the Columbus Dispatch. Bill.
Yeah, Thayer, I'm kind of fascinated by the comparison and contrast with Nick. You had to lose a lot of weight. He had to gain a lot of weight. He comes in as a five-star guy. You know, you kind of were four-star guy, but toward the bottom of your recruiting class. Just the contrast and How close are you guys, and do you see that? Do you guys ever talk about that and just the different paths that you've taken?
And not really. We just go on day by day. You know, Nick had another background, of course. So I guess he was light, and in my case, I was very, very heavy. I was like 365, but I had to lose all that weight before I had to come here, and he had to gain that weight back when he is here. So he's been doing a good job about it.
How close are you guys?
Actually, everybody off the line is like really close. Like we don't like discriminate each other. Like we make fun of each other just because like we love each other. But at the same time, like everybody loves everybody.
Thanks, there.
All right, Thayer.